Yo, welcome back to the house where we talk news, celebrities, and hot topics. Y'all, I'm super excited because I want to go ahead and talk housewives. First things first, Miss Angela Oakley. Y'all know she's married to NBA legend Charles Oakley. And she told this story about the Madison Square Gardens back in 2017 where he got kicked out. The owner didn't like him, allegedly. The owner says that he was intoxicated, allegedly, and that, he was yelling out racial stuff with sexual overtones, et cetera, et cetera. He had assaulted the security, allegedly. It was a very rough time for him. Angela, onto the show, says that he needed to be healed, but she could not heal him. So as a newlywed couple, they decided to live apart throughout that rough time, which I found to be really interesting. That coupled in with the fact that she named off all of their children and then left out the age of one children, coupled with the fact that back in 2020, Miss Wendy Williams went and said this.
So I said goodbye to Charles, and then she came over and said goodbye, and she gave me a hug, and then she whispered in my ear, she said, "Can I tell you something?" I said, "What?" She goes, "Wendy, it's only a baby." Has this ever happened to you? So she said, yes. I said, "Did you work it out?" And she pointed over to Charles and said, yes.
Okay, so now onto Twitter's, right? Angela is seemingly denying the whole entire situation. So somebody reposted some TikTok about the theory about the love child. And Angela said, "Oh, this lie is growing legs. Stay tuned, y'all." So I'm assuming we're going to learn more about this on to Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? But my whole thing is, okay, well, if what Wendy said is not true, then what's going on? Is she mistaken? Is she confused? Is it the aphasia, the, alcohol-induced dementia? Was she mistaken? Did she get her basketball players mixed up? Did Charles have another wife? Which I don't think he did. Did Angela have another husband who had a baby? Like, what the hell is going on? Okay, so she said, "Oh, this lie is growing legs." And then somebody said, "Well, why did you leave off Charlie Jr.'s age?" Because onto the show, she named off her oldest child, who was 24, that she had from a previous relationship. Her second oldest, who was 11, that she had with a previous relationship. Then she named off Charlie Jr. with no age. And then their youngest child that she has with Charles, who is 7. Okay, so Charlie Jr. never got an age. Okay, but Angela on Twitter is saying that he's a grown man. Okay, and then she goes on to say, somebody said, "Well, why did you leave his name off or whatever? You mentioned the 24-year-old daughter, but you didn't mention your grown man, the age of your grown man's son or Charles' son." And then she says, "Exactly, why would I do that?" Okay, so to me, if I'm picking up what she's putting down, that makes me feel like maybe she did list the name of Charlie Jr. and maybe Bravo left it out in order to make certain insinuations. But it still doesn't really explain why Wendy Williams said what she said. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see how that plays out. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about everything in the comments down below. Moving right along. Speaking of Angela, y'all know she had a back and forth with Shamea. Okay, Shamea was calling her 99 No's, saying that she looked like a member of the Jackson family. Portia in the show talking about some ee-hee or whatever Michael Jackson used to say. They're saying that she looked like Tito and Jermaine and Michael and Janet and LaToya all mixed into one. It's a whole mess. And so Shamea is feeling bad about the situation and came in with an olive branch, except for it was a switch, the one your mama and your grandmama used to beat you with, inside of an olive oil bottle. Okay, real ghetto-like. Okay.
Hi, Sparkle.
What is she having in her hand?
An olive branch, guys.
Oh my God, wait, it's really an olive oil. We bringing an olive branch?
Yes.
I feel like that's the type of switch you spank somebody with.
Olive oil, this is my favorite. My husband cooks with this all the time.
Well, I don't want you to cook with it. I just want you to know that I am sincerely sorry for attacking your physical appearance.
All right, so that's that. So do we still feel like Shamea is Shamea since she's apologizing, even though she's been in every interview? She was in 5 interviews doing her nose like this and saying she looked like LaToya and Michael mixed together and just, doing what Shamea do. Okay, so y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. Does this absolve her of the title Shamea? Let's talk about it. Moving right along, Drew. Okay. Listen, y'all, it is a whole mess. I just feel like it's so scripted to me. Like this whole thing is scripted. Dennis is in on it, y'all. Ralph is in on it. Portia is in on it because I don't know. Listen, so Drew Sidora has this new album out. It's called I Did It To Me. So go stream it onto Apple Music and Spotify and iTunes and all of those places. Y'all know it was produced by Dennis All-Star Kid McKinley. Okay, not only is he the hot dog man, he is the hookah man, he is the cognac man, and now he is the producer. Okay, we're gonna go to the studio and make some beats. He executive produced the whole project. It's given he's managing her too, and they're both going on this press tour in Atlanta, which I find to be really interesting. Well, Sidora posted this picture up onto Instagram promoting one of her new music videos that I guess she has coming out. And it's like this cartoon of a lady holding a newspaper, and the name of the newspaper is Cheaters. And it looks like an AI cartoon image of Ralph Pittman in the middle with two women on his sides. And the headline says, "Caught again." I'm assuming caught again cheating. Okay, so it's not hard to do 1 + 1 = 2. I don't know much about algebra, but I'm assuming that this is supposed to be Ralph in that picture, right? Okay. So I guess this was posted on Dennis McKinley's page. Ralph Pittman went under the comments on Instagram and said, "Yo, Dennis, you're wild for trying to exploit me. Did you not cheat on Portia while she was pregnant? Y'all gonna make me turn up in a minute." Okay, Ralph, that was cute. You recited your lines real nice. Okay, then Dennis McKinley responds with his lines and he goes, "Well, invite me on the podcast." Okay, so not only is we promoting this storyline of Dennis being a producer to Sidora, but we are also promoting Sidora's album that just dropped. I Did It To Me, go stream. And now we are promoting Ralph's podcast. So everybody got some project to promote, I guess. Good job, Dennis, okay, for getting your line right. And then Ralph Pittman says, "Done, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen soon." Dennis coming onto the podcast. So then Dennis goes, "Let's do it. And yes, I did cheat, but Portia don't even bring that up no more. What day is we doing the podcast?" And then Ralph Pittman goes, "I'm happy for y'all, and let's do it on Monday." And the scene. Ciao. I mean, between Drew, Portia, Dennis, and Ralph, I don't know who is the better actor. Okay? So y'all let me know how y'all feel about everything in the comments down below. And then, last but not least, let's go ahead and mention Toya Bush-Harris from Married to Medicine. So she posted on her Instagram story, that is her Instagram story that you're looking at right now, the ratings for last week's episode of Married to Medicine, season 11, episode 16. I think it was Reunion Part 1. They garnered 639,000 live views. It was a season high in the target demographic. Toya posted this onto Instagram stories and said, "Thank you to all of our supporters." But what's interesting about the situation is that if you look closely, right below the Married to Medicine ratings are the Real Housewives of Atlanta ratings. Okay, and they garnered 638,000 live views with a series low in overall viewership. Okay. Child, okay, when Phaedra said RHOA is the Titanic, maybe she wasn't lying, okay? Granted, this does not account for multi-platform viewing, +3, +7, DER, or DER, DEI, no, DVR, and, you know, reruns and Peacock and all of those things, right? So my question is, why would Toya Bush-Harris post both the Married to Medicine ratings and the Real Housewives of Atlanta ratings? Because for the first time ever that I have noticed, Married to Medicine got more live same-day viewership than Atlanta by 1,000 views. Okay. Congratulations to Married to Medicine for finally doing a big one after 11 seasons. Listen, Toya, my question is, why would you post both Married to Medicine and Atlanta? Okay, now y'all do know that there is like this competition now between Atlanta and Married to Medicine. Phaedra versus the girls. Toya's talking about the women on Atlanta and their looks. Heavenly is talking about the women of Atlanta. Everybody talking about the women of Atlanta. Simone talking about Portia is the biggest mean girl on the network. So I feel like Toya was doing that for a reason. I feel like Toya was being shady. I feel like Toya wanted to, you know, brag about the fact that they got 1,000 more views. Okay. Listen, so when people suspected Toya in her non-slick ways, right, she went under the neighborhood talk and said, "I am not shading anyone by celebrating our show. We had a season high and we worked hard." All right. So, listen, y'all let me know in the comments if y'all feel like Toya Bush-Harris is being shady about the situation. I mean, is that even a question? I feel like it is pretty obvious. Let me know if you heard Drew's album. Okay. Let's talk about it. Where's Drew at? Drew. Okay. Let's support Drew and Dennis. And let me know how y'all feel about the alleged love child. Okay. Who lying? Is it Wendy? Are we mistaken? Are we missing a part of the story? I guess we'll learn more. They do say that, you know, Mr. Charles Oakley is still healing. Okay, he was healing back in 2017. They say he's still healing in 2025. Child, it's a whole mess. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about everything. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to create a great day. Bye. See you later. Love ya.